What's up, y'all? This is Hammer here again, back with another video. And today I'm gonna give kind of my thoughts on the controversy surrounding Just Pretty Things, which is shocking because I already kind of gave my initial thought in my previous live stream, but after her hopping on Obsidian's channel and her kind of blowing up, I feel I should give another kind of more formal response, right? Let me just say this, right? When it comes to Just Pretty Things, a lot of the people, and I mean both male and female, right? A lot of the people, especially in the black manosphere, so the black YouTube space, a lot of the people that are raising a flag about Just Pretty Things, like, they seriously need to shut the fuck up. And the reason why I'm saying it is because a lot of these people, like, when they talk about Just Pretty Things, it's obvious they're being hypocritical. It's obvious that they're only doing this to get at black men, the black males here. Because the problem is that in other situations, they don't have the same reaction. Now, look, don't get me wrong, right? I agree with some of them that say, look, I don't believe that we should even be having that many females in these space as to begin with. I believe that, when it comes to Just Pretty Things, look, I'm just going to say it. Just Pretty Things can never, will never, and should never speak on male issues, especially when it comes to black male issues. Just because you're being digged down by black dick, okay? That doesn't qualify you to speak on quote-unquote black male issues or, black people's issues, especially males' issues. And so when it comes from that point of view, I do agree that, hey, look, when it comes to Just Pretty Things, certain conversations, especially in regards to black men, she shouldn't be able to talk about just because she's being digged down by a black dude. But the problem is that a lot of the people who are raising the flag about Just Pretty Things, right, especially the quote-unquote black female content creators, right? I'm sorry, okay? For us to see a panel of black women, right, talking about how, oh my God, you guys are worshiping white girls. Oh my God, you guys are worshiping men, saying, oh my God, y'all are following the lead of the white woman. I'm like, wait a minute. We just went to like 20, 30, 40 years of black women holding hand in hand with white feminists. We just went to like 20, 30, 40 years of black women talking about the black female first. We just went to like 20, 30, 40 years of you guys being in second, third, fourth, fifth, like fourth wave feminism all throughout. You guys have shown over, especially the black peoples, a lot of black women have shown throughout the past couple of decades, over and over and over again, you have no problem aligning with white women's interests, even if it doesn't benefit you in the long run. And let me give you an example, right? Let's look at the Civil Rights Act. The Civil Rights Act was only supposed to be based really on race and for black Americans. White women were able to convince black American women to essentially join them in putting sex in the Civil Rights Act because in their mind, we're going to be, female empowerment, right? But it was all a con. The reason why white women pushed for that is because they realized if the Civil Rights Act was just based on race, guess who would get the advantage? Black women. Black women and black men would have the advantage over a white female because it would just be based on race. White women would be iced out. And so the way they were able to get into it, I say, hey, join us in this, feminist, kumbaya shit. We put sex-based rights in the Civil Rights Act. Y'all can be empowered. But in reality, it was all a game because they realized that by doing that, it will allow them to essentially access it. Plus, they can be a minority, quote unquote, to them being female, and they can be white. And because of that, literally a majority of affirmative action, that was supposed to go to black men and women, has been going to white women ever since. So it's funny and retarded to me when I see a bunch of just black females and a lot of these black dudes talking about how quote unquote just and how quote unquote black men are worshiping white women. No, the people who have been worshiping white women have been black feminists. To a point in which they literally gave them affirmative action for the past, literally allowed them to steal affirmative action for the past decades. Y'all have no problem holding hands with white feminists walking down the aisle. Y'all have no problem talking about patriarchy. Y'all have no problem copying all of their talking points to attack black men, even though we know historically in this country, black men have never had the amount of power that white men have had. But for some reason, y'all have no problem, linking up with Becky and taking her talking point, throwing it at black men. But let a white chick show up and all... Let a white chick but all of a sudden now y'all want to be pro-black. You guys weren't pro-black when it came to feminism. Y'all weren't pro-black when it came to sex-based rights. Y'all were pro-black up until now. You were pro-black female. But now you want to be pro-black. And this is the reason why. And you know what's so funny? Another thing I noticed, how a lot of them were talking about how just police things, has been, apparently she me to the black guy. And look, if that is true, if just pearly things actually did me to a black guy, then the effort, right? It just reaffirms why, look, outside of the whole black female conversation, I genuinely do not believe she should not be in the space. She should not be talking about any black male issues, okay, right? Just because you're being dicked down by black dick, that does not give you a pass. But my see, to have a lot of these black females talk as if they care about the Me Too movement, you fucking say, it's like y'all trying to attack just pearly things because she Me Too a black. Now here's the thing, I agree. If that's what just pearly things is, that's what it looks like, then yeah, she'll be called out. But let's be honest here. Let's not pretend as if y'all were not out here walking with the Me Too movement. Like, this is what I'm talking about. A lot of y'all want to pick, when it comes to this just political conversations, right? A lot of these black people, a lot of folks in this space, they want to pick and choose when they want to be pro-black. Any other time, they're with the Me Too movement. Any other time, they're black feminists. Any other time, they're talking about black male worship. But see, now that a white female is pregnant, all of a sudden now you're quote unquote pro-black. Any other time it's BWE, black women empowerment. Any other time, right? Like, I'm sorry, stop pretending as if y'all care about this Me Too shit. When y'all have been holding hand in hand with Becky for the past 2 years on this Me Too campaign. But see, once it became clear that it was really targeting black men and white dudes were getting off, Weinstein was getting off, all of a sudden, y'all were out here looking stupid. So, it's not just the fact that, quote unquote, a lot of folks are being genuine. It's the fact that a lot of people who want to use a quote unquote pro-black argument when it comes to just play things, they don't do that in any other situation. If it's any other situation involving black women, they're black female first. If it's any other situation, they have no problem intersecting with white women. Y'all have no problem having, quote-unquote, divestors on your panels saying all the shit. You have no problem having, quote-unquote, lesbians on your panels. You have no problem having white men on your panels talking about black dudes. Y'all have no problem intersecting with feminism when it benefits you. You have, in other words, you guys don't really have a problem when it comes to Becky. You don't. And this is the reason why, for me, like, these colorism arguments on black females, the space, like, they sound dead. I'm sorry, you don't get to quote unquote walk hand in hand with white feminism and then complain about colorism later. It's crazy to me. And I feel like this needs to be called out. It needs to be called out. Because I'm sorry, look, I do agree with some of the points that she should not be just pulling things, should not be talking about, black male issues, male issues in general, because at the end of the day, just purely things to me is a red pill feminist. Yo, I made a whole upload breaking this down. These are women who, quote unquote, talk about how much they believe in patriarchy, traditional values, but it's under the prerequisite that they keep the feminist rights. See, it's just purely things going to give her right to vote. Is just purely things gonna give up child support? Is she gonna give up all the stuff that quote unquote feminism won for them? No. So she's just a chameleon as the black females are. But don't come over here talking about all this pro-black shit when y'all gonna go back home intersecting with white feminism. Like, we gotta stop this. We gotta call this shit out. But with that being said, y'all, I'm going to leave it there. But this is getting ridiculous. Like, no. You don't get to walk hand in hand with white feminism for decades and then turn around and talk about, oh, y'all are chasing, y'all are quote unquote following Miss Ann. Y'all, what? Who allowed white feminists to put sex in Civil Rights Act? Who? It wasn't black men that did that. We gotta be honest here, man. But with that being said, yo, I'm gonna let y'all go. Make sure to subscribe and share the video and hammer out.